Welcome to Sophie Daddy's channel. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful, most secretive, and, let's be honest, most misunderstood forces in modern finance: high-frequency trading, or HFT. So you can forget that old image of traders yelling in a pit. The real action today? It's happening at the speed of light, and it's all driven by algorithms that think in microseconds.
So what is HFT, really? Well, at its core, it's a kind of automated trading. But calling it fast trading doesn't even begin to cover it. We are talking about an insane volume of trades, holding stocks for just a blink of an eye, literally microseconds, and placing millions of orders that might be canceled almost instantly. It is a game of scale and speed that operates on a level that's just, well, completely beyond human capability.
To really get our heads around HFT, I think the best way to look at it is through this idea of a dual arms race. On one side, you've got this physical war, a battle against the actual laws of physics to gain every possible nanosecond of speed. And on the other side, you've got an intellectual war, a battle to see who can write the absolute smartest, most predictive algorithms. To win in the world of HFT, you have to be winning on both of these fronts at the same time.
And that brings us to the setting for this war. I want you to think of the global financial markets less like a marketplace and more like a hyper-competitive battlefield. On this field, victory and defeat aren't decided in minutes or hours. Nope, they're decided in microseconds. And the weapons of choice are things like fiber optic cables, microwave towers, and of course, millions of lines of code.
Now on this battlefield, these firms don't just run in blindly, not at all. They use really sophisticated strategies, what we're going to call battle plans. Each one is designed to take advantage of a very specific feature of the market. So let's break down the four main strategies that these firms are using to outsmart each other. Okay, so here are the four main playbooks. First, you have market making. Think of these guys as the merchants of the market. They profit from something called the bid-ask spread, that teeny tiny difference between what buyers will pay and sellers will accept. Then you've got arbitrage. These are like the ultimate bargain hunters, spotting and exploiting tiny price differences for the same stock across different markets. Liquidity detection is more like being a spy. These algorithms are designed to sniff out huge, hidden orders from big institutions. And finally, you have directional trading. These are the fortune tellers, trying to predict which way a price will move in the next few milliseconds. As you can see, each strategy comes with its own major risks and requires its own specialized tech. All right, let's dive into the first front of our arms race, this relentless, all-out pursuit of speed. In this particular war, the number one enemy is something called latency. Basically, any delay in getting information from point A to point B. And the ultimate speed limit that you are all constantly fighting against? The actual speed of light.
So, how in the world do you win this race for speed? Well, you get as physically close to the action as possible. The first step was co-location. That means putting your servers in the exact same building as the stock exchange's computers. Then came direct market access, which let firms plug straight into the exchange, cutting out the middleman. But the real cutting edge, the thing that's happening now, firms are building their own private microwave and laser networks for one simple reason. Light travels almost 50% faster through air than it does through a glass fiber optic cable. This is truly a war of inches and nanoseconds.
And this quote just nails the connection between our two battlefronts, doesn't it? You could have the most brilliant, perfect AI model in the world, but it is completely and utterly worthless if you're slow. Speed is basically the price of admission. It's the ticket you have to buy just to get into the game. Without it, your intelligence doesn't even get a chance to play. But once you've used your speed to buy that ticket, you still have to actually win the game. And that's where intelligence comes in. This brings us to the second front of the arms race, the algorithmic war. This is where data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence become the high-tech weapons of choice. And we're not just talking about one generic AI here. We're talking about a whole specialized arsenal. Firms are using different kinds of AI for different jobs. For example, reinforcement learning. That's the same tech that can master super complex games like chess or Go, is used to teach a machine how to be the perfect market maker. Then you have models like LSTMs, which are great at spotting patterns over time, and they're used to predict the very next tick in a stock's price. And my favorite? Natural language processing, or NLP, lets an algorithm literally read a news headline and execute a trade based on it before a human being has even processed the first word. It's incredible.
And that, right there, is the real paradigm shift. The most advanced HFT firms aren't just reacting to what's happening now, only faster. No way. They're using AI to build a forecast of what the market is going to look like in the next few milliseconds, and they're trading based on that prediction of the future. It's a fundamental move from just reacting to actually predicting.
So who are the generals and the armies fighting on this microsecond battlefield? Well, they're probably not the household names you're thinking of, like a Goldman Sachs or a Morgan Stanley. They're a very select group of intensely secretive, technology-obsessed firms that live and breathe this stuff. Let's just look at a few of these titans. You've got Citadel Securities, which is an absolute powerhouse in market making and predictive analytics. Then there's Jump Trading. They're famous for their obsession with speed, going so far as to build their own microwave networks. Hudson River Trading, or HRT, is all about applying AI to just massive data sets. And XTX Markets is interesting. They actually rely more on the predictive power of their machine learning models than on having the absolute fastest speed. So you can see, each firm kind of has its own unique philosophy on how to win this war. So this all brings us to the future. And the key thing to understand is that this arms race, it has no finish line. The constant competition and the rapid pace of technology mean that this is basically a perpetual state of war, where the only way to survive is to just keep innovating. The economic reality behind this is something called the crowding out effect. Basically, a profitable strategy only works until too many other people figure it out. Then all the competitors rush in and the profits just vanish. This forces everyone to constantly innovate. In finance terms, the cutting-edge advantage of today, what they call alpha, very quickly becomes the standard run-of-the-mill strategy of tomorrow, or beta. It's a treadmill you can never get off of.
Okay, so why does any of this matter to you or me? Well, it's really a two-sided coin. On the one hand, all of this intense competition has absolutely crushed those bid-ask spreads, that little fee that everyone pays when they buy or sell a stock. That has made trading cheaper for every single one of us. But on the other hand, having a financial system that operates at the speed of light, run by incredibly complex algorithms, well, it introduces brand new, really hard-to-predict risks, like the flash crashes we've seen from time to time.
And that leaves us with a final, and I think pretty crucial question. This entire system was, of course, built by humans, but it now operates on a timescale and at a level of complexity that no single human can directly follow or comprehend in real time. So, as the machines keep getting faster and the AI keeps getting smarter, it really is worth asking who or what is actually in control here.
All right, the learning doesn't have to stop here. If you want to explore even more, I've built the perfect place for you at sophie-ai-finance.com to unlock a new way of learning. Think of it as your personal learning toolkit. If you just want the big picture, you can watch the video or listen to the podcast. It's perfect for getting the main concepts down while you're on the go. But if sometimes you need to hit the pause button and really let an idea sink in, you can visit the blog article. It has all the details, charts, and text from our discussion so you can review everything at your own pace. And for those of you who want to see all the math, data, and the complete nitty-gritty behind the analysis, well, I've got a full research paper waiting for you, so you can really dig into the details and see how everything works under the hood. It's all there, all for you. And hey, if you have any ideas for new topics about finance and AI you'd like me to cover, please leave me a message. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.